When we founded Extreme Reach in 2008, we envisioned a future where video ads would appear across a variety of screens. They would leave the television in your living room and make their way to mobile devices, to tablets, to gas pumps, to the sides of buildings. And that world is coming, it's here now. And with that comes a need to handle the commercial, the creative, and how it gets to all those different screens. Traditionally, it was a fairly standard process of delivering commercials to TV stations where they ran, and that was that. But in this new world of fragmented media and many different devices and specifications, that has gotten much more complicated. And so what you see now is what used to be a fairly well-defined, simple, streamlined process has now become quite convoluted, especially in the digital ad ops world. And you see many different workflow steps being required to execute what should be a very simple process. And at the end of the day, media is being executed in seconds now. Transactions are happening, real-time programmatic bidding is happening, and yet the fulfillment of the creative, the actual message that the consumer sees, is burdened in these complicated workflows. And so that's not necessary. We have technology. The internet provides us all the tools that we need to be able to handle this in a much more efficient manner. And really what we're here to talk about is this concept of an ad cloud where your commercial assets live in a central repository in pristine quality format, right out of production, and available to stream to any screen or device. And that's really the future that we envisioned back in 2008, and it's the reality that's here today.
Could you just explain to folks a little bit, not to get too deep into ad ops,
Sure.
but we know about ad serving, and
Yes.
that's fairly sophisticated. What's different from your solution to what we generally know as ad serving?
Ironically, the actual mechanics are very similar. Ad serving is the process of decisioning on an opportunity for an ad view, and then streaming out the resulting creative. And that always happens from some content delivery network. The video is streamed out to your viewer, your player, your phone, your over-the-top device. What the dirty secret is how that happens on the back end. It starts with phone calls and emails from media agencies to creative agencies looking for a version of a creative. Oftentimes they come to Extreme Reach and ask us to make a copy or to transcode into specific formats, which are then FTP'd back to the creative agency, who then FTPs them to the media agency. Ad ops people are making multiple copies in multiple formats and manually sending these out to all these different locations. So it's this convoluted, very cumbersome process that is just an artifact of display advertising from the early 2000s, late 90s. So it's not necessary. The streaming is available today, but it's that background, again, dirty secret that nobody was really aware of that essentially supports all online video right now, and it doesn't need to be that way.
Cool, and tell us a little bit about Extreme Reach, where you guys are, since the launch, and kind of where things are now and where you're going in terms of your reach and operation.
Absolutely. So as I said, in the early days, we began by supporting the traditional linear TV workflow by delivering assets out to any TV station, any location that needed them. We pioneered a software-based delivery over the internet, and we've since expanded that. Now all of those assets live in this ad cloud, our cloud-based platform, and we've incorporated ad serving, video ad streaming, as well as talent and rights management. So now we have a holistic, comprehensive picture and processing workflow for all of those creative assets as they come out of production, post-production, flow into our cloud platform with all of the necessary talent and rights information. Because when these commercials get used across different screens, there are different implications for rights holders and so forth. And again, that broken workflow is very susceptible to losing track of those rights, and fines occur, and agencies and brands are receiving penalties because commercials are being used on the internet outside of their rights. Our customers are brands and their agencies. At the end of the day, we are the stewards of the commercial, the asset, that finished commercial that everyone has worked so hard on, that everyone has collaborated with, and the creativity that's gone into it. The end result is this 15 or 30-second video piece of content. We're the stewards of that content on behalf of the brands and on behalf of the agencies that work with those brands. And so depending on the nature of the arrangement or the relationship, we may work with a brand or an agency. It just depends on the situation. In either case, we're helping them to have a holistic picture of that workflow process, a holistic and seamless execution of how that ad is delivered and streamed out to any screen or device, as well as tracking all the compliance and metrics of those commercials when they run.